Ceal ELSS presents da 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 used to versus would. Both describe something that happened regularly in the past, but doesn't happen anymore. Also known as past habits. Often they are interchangeable. But would has a few rules that help us tell it apart. The first rule is do not use would unless the past has already been established. Example time. To help us establish these rules, let's get a little help from our friend Bob. Would and used to are both in the past tense though, so we are going to look at young Bob's life. Bob would watch cartoons every Saturday morning when he was very little. Now he rarely watches TV. That makes this awkward. Instead, we can replace it with used to and make sure the sentence makes sense. When I was very little comes after would, so the past time has not been established. Past must be established before would in order for a sentence to make sense. So if we say, when Bob was little, he would get up and watch cartoons every Saturday morning, and now he rarely watches TV, it makes sense. The second rule is do not use would with stative verbs. What does stative mean? It expresses a state rather than an action. They usually relate to thoughts, emotions, relationships, senses, states of being, and measurements. Some examples of this are love, be, live, understand, etc. Example time. Young Bob. Let's use the verb live for an example. Bob would live in New York when he was a kid. That's really awkward because of this stative verb. But if we use the word used to, it makes sense. Would is more restricted than used to. Therefore, if you aren't sure which one to use, it's best to choose used to. Remember, both are only used to describe something that happened regularly in the past. Now it's your turn.